does COVID-19, e-commerce, and the Suez Canal all have in common? They're all partially responsible for you not being able to get your kitchen cabinet order completed through IKEA. IKEA has been facing some international stocking issues for some time now, and there's no real clear indication of when this is going to clear up. We have some ideas, obviously, like when there's no more pandemic or any other global issue going on. As of right now, IKEA is not sure when they're going to be able to complete your order. So how did we get here, and what are our options if we're stuck with half a kitchen or we don't know what to do about completing a kitchen project? So I thought I'd come out today to the edge of where all kitchens are born, the woods. Now, you don't order your kitchen from the woods, you likely order it from a supplier like IKEA. Well, IKEA has a big shortage right now of kitchen cabinets, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. This wind is blowing the wrong way from my hair part. One of the things COVID-19 has wreaked havoc on is the supply chain for global industries. In the early part of 2020, container carriers seen a major drop in demand. This was expected because of the spread of the pandemic across the globe, how industries were shutting down, manufacturing facilities were shutting down, stores were shutting down, communities were closing in, we're locked in our homes. So there's a drop in demand because all these things aren't being manufactured at the same rate. And industries like lumber, appliances, windows and doors, these things really took a drastic hit. And no great shocker, I mean, as the world kind of shut down, you would expect that all this stuff isn't going to be produced. And so as consumers continue to purchase these things, the stock levels are going to dwindle. So what wasn't expected as much was in the later part of 2020, we've seen this major uptick in e-commerce, especially in the home improvement industry. Well, when you have home improvement supplies that are low, but a huge demand all of a sudden for those supplies, there's going to be this void. So all the stores are closed, but we know the internet never closes. So online stores were booming. One of those products that did experience this huge void was IKEA kitchens. IKEA kitchens are produced at a variety of different manufacturing facilities around the globe. And with those facilities being closed, it doesn't take long for stocks to dwindle in stores as consumers are purchasing those items. And all of a sudden we see that you now have partially shipped kitchens, and you may have gotten a kitchen from IKEA or other manufacturers that now you're sitting with and you only have half of your order. So it's a bit frustrating. Things started opening up around the world. Manufacturing facilities begin to open as the wave of COVID kind of eased down a little bit, and so ships started moving and the supply chain started to be fulfilled again. There's a little glimmer of hope if you have a kitchen that is partly finished, but then this happens. One of the largest container ships in the world, carrying up to 20,000 containers of product, is stuck in one of the world's most demanding canals. Unbelievable. This cost billions of dollars a day. Not only did this tie up the 20,000 containers that were on that particular ship, but all the ships waiting behind it as well are now tied up. And these things take time, of course. Now, the Suez Canal has been cleared since then, but the projection of when the deliveries are going to be made, there's no clear timeline on when these things are going to be fulfilled. Not to mention that on that ship are hundreds of IKEA's containers carrying kitchen cabinet parts, maybe for your kitchen. So unfortunately, the wait isn't over quite yet. To make matters worse, of course, COVID isn't gone away yet. It isn't a thing of the past. Where I live, things are kind of getting worse. In parts of my country, things have gotten really worse in countries around the world. And so we're not out of the woods yet as far as COVID is concerned and how it's going to affect manufacturing. Now, I'm only talking about kitchen cabinets, of course, and let's be real, if it's your biggest problem that you're missing some pieces to your kitchen, you're doing pretty good. I don't think it's something we should really worry about. But what do we do in the meantime? How do we deal with our kitchen that's half installed? Well, the number one thing we can do, and probably the easiest, is just wait. Honestly, like, this is gonna pass and things are gonna get back to normal. Some kind of normal, I hope. Are they? I think they're gonna get back to normal. I freaking well hope everything's gonna get back to some kind of normal. And with that being said, you're gonna get your kitchen eventually. So, like, don't worry about it. So you can wait. But if you don't want to wait and you want to take matters into your own hands, there's some things you can do. If you have an IKEA kitchen, you have some options. IKEA's base cabinets are a standard size to just about everybody else's RTA cabinets. So that being the case, with a base cabinet, you can go to another store, your Home Depot or Lowe's or your local big box store, or even online. There's different RTA stores online that you can purchase a base cabinet from, and they could fit into your kitchen. Now you'd buy those without the doors. Later when IKEA's doors or cabinets are available, you can purchase the parts you need to complete that. But oftentimes if you can get at least a base cabinet, you can finish your countertops and like get a working functional kitchen. So that's one thing you can do. Now if you're missing an IKEA pantry or an IKEA wall cabinet, that's a different story because their sizes are a little different. They have 15-inch deep, they have some odd heights, where normal RTA cabinets, and normal cabinets in North America at least, are 12 inches deep, and so they wouldn't match up necessarily. So if you're missing a wall cabinet, it might be just, hey, just wait. But a base cabinet's definitely doable, so that's a pretty good option. An IKEA base cabinet without the legs is 30 inches high. Almost all other RTA cabinets are built with their gables going straight to the floor. But if you scribe that gable off or even cut it completely off, normally that box height is 30 inches. So my recommendation is, with some careful precision, cut off the toe kick space on the bottom of that gable, install it like you would a regular IKEA kitchen cabinet base. When you get to installing the doors, you will have to probably drill some new holes for the attachments for the hinge plates. Different manufacturers drill their gables differently. That's not that big a deal. You can pre-drill it and install that with relative ease. The other thing you can do is check to see if IKEA has maybe a different color cabinet of the one you're looking for. It might be time to get a little bit creative and use some different colors and mix it up a little bit in your kitchen. If that's possible, that's something you can do. Just find a different color base cabinet of the same size. Maybe you're in white and you go with one of their other colors. Install that, and the worst case is that it's going to be covered with doors anyway, and you're likely not going to see it. If it's an end cabinet, maybe that's a different story. But so there's some things you could think about to do in order to complete your kitchen. I mean, my biggest thing is that you'd want to get your countertop on, get your sink in, and get functional. And if you can get functional, you can wait for the rest. Worst case scenario, like, use your barbecue more. Can you imagine if this was the biggest problem we had right now, was what we didn't have supply of kitchen cabinets? I mean, it's crazy what's happening in the world. So consider yourself blessed if you're missing a drawer bank right now. Really though. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it and researching it. It was very interesting and kind of thought-provoking for myself, just to clue into the fact that, you know, the world is in an interesting spot and kitchen cabinets are really not that important in the grand scheme of things. But it is what my channel is about, and so I wanted to produce a video that somehow connected the two things, and I hope I did that today. I recently hit 200 subscribers. Obviously, I don't get a play button for 200 subscribers, but thank you anyway, because it's just really cool. If you want to check out some of my other videos, there's two right here that are pretty epic. This particular one is all about being creative with stock cabinets, and this is part 2 of that video, more creative ways that you can use stock cabinets to make a really creative kitchen. If you're still watching this, thank you so much. You're a superstar. Until next time.